They were the faces behind one of the most explosive action films of the 1980s, and while the explosions faded, their stories never did. From child stars to Hollywood legends, here's what happened to the cast of Commando then versus now. Released on October 4, 1985, Commando made Arnold Schwarzenegger a household action legend and launched the careers of an entire ensemble of unforgettable performers. Today, we're counting down 12 cast members, starting with the supporting players and ending with the ones who stole every single scene. Number 1. Chelsea Field as the flight attendant. Then, Chelsea Field was just 28 years old when she appeared in Commando, a trained dancer turned actress whose beauty and screen presence were impossible to ignore right from the very start. Now, at 68 years old, Chelsea has built a remarkable and lasting career. She married actor Scott Bakula in 2009 after 15 years together, and the couple share 2 sons, Will and Owen. Chelsea is best recognized today for her long-running role on NCIS New Orleans, where she became a series regular. Number 2. Branscombe Richmond as Vega. Then, Branscombe Richmond was 29 years old when he took on the role of Vega, the physically imposing henchman who went toe-to-toe with Schwarzenegger, standing 6 feet 3 inches tall with stunt skills to match. He was born to play this kind of role. Now, at 69 years old, Branscombe is still very much in the game. He remains married to Lealoha Ma, whom he wed in 1986, making theirs one of Hollywood's longest-lasting marriages. He appeared in the Apple TV Plus series Chief of War in 2025 and continues to front his own band, the Renegade Posse. Number 3. David Patrick Kelly as Sully. Then, David Patrick Kelly was 34 years old when he played Sully, the sniveling, weasel-like henchman who earned the most memorable death in the entire film. Matrix promised to kill him last. He lied. Now, at 75 years old, David Patrick Kelly is still one of the most in-demand character actors in Hollywood. He appeared in Only Murders in the Building and the series Sheriff Country in 2025. He is married to actress Juliana Francis, and his career spans Broadway, film, and television across 5 decades. Number 4. Bill Duke as Cook. Then, Bill Duke was 42 years old when he played Cook, the towering, terrifying enforcer who brought raw energy to every frame he was in. His brutal hotel room fight with Schwarzenegger remains one of the film's most gripping scenes. Now, at 82 years old, Bill Duke is celebrated worldwide as the godfather of African-American cinema, both as an actor and a director. He has been married to acclaimed author Sheila P. Moses since July 15, 2006. And in May 2025, the city of Poughkeepsie, New York, renamed a street in his honor, calling it Bill Duke Way. Number 5. Dan Hedaya as Arius. Then, Dan Hedaya was 44 years old when he played Arius the Ruthless, power-hungry dictator pulling strings behind the entire plot. He made villainy look effortlessly sleazy, having already mastered the art of the unlikable character on the hit sitcom Cheers. Now, at 85 years old, Dan Hedaya is one of the most respected character actors of his generation, with over 140 film and TV credits to his name. He is famously private about his personal life. His most recent screen appearance came in Miracle on 74th Street in 2025. Number 6. James Olsen as Major General Franklin Kirby. Then, James Olsen was 54 years old when he brought authority and gravitas to the role of General Kirby. His military bearing was entirely authentic. Olsen was himself a real military policeman in the United States Army during the early 1950s. Now, James Olsen passed away peacefully at his home in Malibu, California, on April 17, 2022. He was 91 years old. He never married and spent his final years quietly in the community he loved. His legacy spans Broadway, science fiction, westerns, and action, a true all-around performer of the classic American tradition. He will not be forgotten. Number 7. Drew Snyder as Lawson. Then, Drew Snyder played Lawson, the member of Matrix's former team who is assassinated in the film's tense opening act. His death is the killing that sets everything in motion. Now, Drew Snyder has maintained a steady working actor's career across dozens of television appearances throughout the years, continuing to take on character roles. He has kept his personal life largely private. Number 8. Bob Miner as Jackson. Then, Bob Miner appeared as Jackson, another eliminated member of Matrix's team. A veteran stunt performer and actor, Miner's physical presence added authentic weight to the film's early danger. Now, Bob Miner has had one of the most remarkable behind-the-scenes careers in Hollywood history, doubling for major stars across more than 40 years. He remains a deeply respected figure in the stunt community to this day. Number 10. Vernon Wells as Bennett. Then, Vernon Wells was 39 years old when he delivered one of the most iconic villain performances of the entire decade as Bennett, the chainmail-wearing, revenge-obsessed mercenary whose final showdown with Matrix is pure 80s gold. His legendary line, "Let off some steam, Bennett," is now permanently etched in action movie history. Now, at 80 years old, Vernon Wells is still working. His most recent film, Sensor Addiction, was released on March 3, 2026. He is married to Grace Kono Wells, a Japanese woman he has been devoted to for decades. But in a heartbreaking turn, Vernon lost his home, his belongings, and all of his personal memorabilia, including priceless Commando keepsakes in the devastating Palisades fire of January 2025. A true loss for a true legend. Number 11. Rae Dawn Chong as Cindy. Then, Rae Dawn Chong was just 24 years old when she played Cindy, the feisty, reluctant airline hostess who becomes Matrix's most valuable and funniest ally. The daughter of comedy legend Tommy Chong, she brought spirit and charm to every single scene. Now, at 64 years old, Rae Dawn Chong remains active in both film and television. She made a memorable return to screens in Interview with the Vampire on AMC in 2022. She has been married 3 times, most recently to Nathan Ulrich, founder of Zootar, from 2011 to 2014. As of now, she is believed to be single, focused entirely on her craft and independent film projects. Number 12. Alyssa Milano as Jenny Matrix. Then, Alyssa Milano was just 12 years old when she played Jenny Matrix, the kidnapped daughter whose rescue drives the entire film. She was already a rising star from WO's The Boss, and her chemistry with Schwarzenegger felt completely real. Now, at 53 years old, Alyssa Milano is one of the most recognizable faces in American entertainment and activism. She has been married to talent agent David Bugliari since 2009, and together they have 2 children, son Milo and daughter Elizabella. She appeared in Elsbeth in 2025 and remains a powerful voice on social and political issues across America. And finally, number 13, the one, the only, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Colonel John Matrix. Then, Arnold Schwarzenegger was 37 years old when he became John Matrix, one of the most unstoppable action heroes ever put on film. 6-time Mr. Olympia, The Terminator, and now Commando. By 1985, Schwarzenegger was no longer just a star. He was a force of nature. Now, at 78 years old, Arnold Schwarzenegger is living proof that legends don't fade, they just shift gears. He divorced his wife of 25 years, Maria Shriver, in 2021, following a widely publicized personal scandal. He has since been in a long-term relationship with physical therapist Heather Milligan, who is 50 years old, and whom he first met in 2012 when she treated him after shoulder surgery. Their romance has lasted over a decade, though. As of 2025, they remain unmarried. His own son, Patrick, has publicly urged his father to finally propose. The world is still watching, Arnold. The world is still watching. And that is the cast of Commando then and now. 40 years later, the legends are still standing. If you loved this trip back in time, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button on Starvinks right now. We bring you the best then VZs. Now cast stories every single week. Like this video, drop a comment telling us your favorite Commando character, and we will see you in the next one. Don't miss it!